Just keep feeding and fanning. That time, the lefty Mitchell could not get it to go.
Again, if you're going to let somebody shoot from the perimeter, the 12% three-point shooter is the guy you want.
Couple of bunnies missed. And now loose ball. Great hustle there by Mitchell. But it's finally corralled by Audice Toney.
Everybody's got to get up so they can play.
Toney rains a tray, and there goes the confetti from the zoo.
Well, Toney is not a great three-point shooter either. On the season, he shoots 22% from out there.
Dribble handoff here to Jay Heath, who gives it up.
Jarris Hamilton stepped out of bounds.
Is disruptive, and you wonder if the Boston College guards are up to that for the bulk of the game when they're not particularly deep.
Well, this is a pretty good matchup on this end with Derek Thornton matching up against Xavier Johnson.
McGowens. This one's off the heel, but the rebound to Terrell Brown. And a flush follow.
Now, Popovich has gone out of the game, and Felder is back in. And Terrell Brown, throughout his career at Pitt, he has been a very good offensive rebounder. He's not a big power guy in there, but if you don't block him out, he's pretty good at snagging the offensive board.
Thornton, not there.
See, and that's part of the problem that Boston College has had, Tim. That's a quick, ill-advised three-point shot. Fortunately for them, it went out of bounds. Sometimes it goes a long rebound, and it turns out to be a basket the other way. Now here, what we're talking about with Terrell Brown, he's a guy who just knows how to get position, and even though he's not a power guy, he goes through 4 different players and gets the dunk.
Jim Christian bemoaned a bit of that to us. He feels like his general defense is set D. His man-to-man principles have been followed pretty well. But those long shots that are bad shots, ill-advised, will lead to fast breaks the other way. And there's Toney again working inside this time to give Pitt a 2-point lead.
That's what we're talking about. Get the ball inside. They got an offensive rebound. Now they got a tough shot close to the basket. Get the ball close to the basket.
7-0 run now for the Panthers. Hamilton. Oh, the iron kind as it goes off the rim, off the window and in.
Now, starting on New Year's Eve, Jarris Hamilton had been 2 for 18 shooting threes, so he's now 3 for 19. And you only have to hope if you're Jim Christian that he does not now decide he's a three-point shooter. They need Jarris Hamilton at 6'8", 245. They need him down inside.
Murphy in the game. That one doesn't go for Ryan Murphy, the youngster from Calabasas, by way of Charlotte and New Mexico Junior College.
Got a mismatch inside. There it is, Felder going up against Murphy, but he traveled.
Yeah, he did. Extra step as he was posting him up. And that's 6 turnovers now for the Eagles.
One of the things we talked about before the game was the ability of Derek Thornton to draw the defense and get the ball where it needed to go. And this Jarris Hamilton just has a long time to shoot that one. It rattles around and goes down. But when the defense collapses and you kick it out, you got to be able to make a three.
You mentioned Ryan Murphy had come into the game. He can score just under 11 a game. And nice, beautiful isolation maneuver by Xavier Johnson right there. His first bucket.
Really nice job by Johnson to recognize the mismatch, back it up, let everybody clear out of the way so he could take Popovich one-on-one.
Pittsburgh's defense doing the disrupting we were discussing, but a whistle. Ryan Dorsey sees something, and it is a foul. It goes against Ryan Murphy.
We talked about Johnson and McGowens before the game, and this is just Xavier Johnson. Xavier Johnson at his best. Goes right by, nobody comes to help.
Now the Panthers got off to a lousy start, but they've warmed up since. The thing with Xavier Johnson, and we were talking with Jeff Capel a little bit about it today, it's a young man that had such an incredible freshman year, had his name aligned with a lot of guys, including one that's going to be playing a little bit later tonight in New Orleans for the first time at the next level. And dealing with that success and being able to back it up is something that's key. And Popovich now has knocked down a couple from the floor and looks really solid offensively.
And that was against the Pitt zone. Jeff Capel told us they were going to play some zone against the Boston College team that has been shooting the ball very poorly.
Timeout. Just over 8 minutes gone. Fame, Dick wrote. And, oh, by the way, the tall Virginian is actually a native of Pittsburgh, PA.
Yeah, I'm a Yinzer, absolutely. That's a really nice job by the Boston College defense to collapse. We talked about Pitt having to attack in the lane, and they're trying, but BC cut them off that time.
I got to the arena a little late tonight, so
yeah, you did.
So the new media room named after Bino, I've moved it a couple of times. I didn't manage to get in, but I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'll get here a little early.
I'm sure everybody will be thrilled.
Yeah.
Here's Pitt with some pressure, dropping back into his zone.
You knew that was coming. They were going to have to play some of it tonight. Julian Rishwain, by the way, is in. Number 2 for Boston College.
He has a reputation as a shooter, but he's one of those guys who's been hurt recently.
And with 5 on the shot clock, it's knocked away.
I thought early in the shot clock they threw the ball into Popovich in the middle right at the free throw line, and he never even looked at the basket. I think when they give him the ball inside, he's at least got to turn and give it a look.
Mitchell, and he's fouled. Was he beyond the arc? I think he may have been. He was very close. It is, yes, a three-point shot. Not a foul you want to give up, Dan.
No, particularly not with the shot clock running down, and particularly not against a guy who's a very poor three-point shooter. Now, in Pitt's favor, Stephon Mitchell is also a very, very poor free throw shooter.
Now a word from Bojangles.
Say good morning and mean it with 2 hefty, zesty Bojangles sausage biscuits. It's Bo time.
Mitchell coming off a bout with strep throat.
Mitchell does so many things for this team. He's a great passer. He's a steals guy. Leads the ACC in steals. He's a really good rebounder. We mentioned he's only in ACC play a 47% free throw shooter, but he's knocked them both down today. He gets about 7 points a game, about 9 rebounds a game, a couple of steals. Is a very good passer and knocks down all 3 free throws. How about that?
He defied the stats there, and it's 15-11. Boston College by 4. He's got 8 now. He's averaging 6.9 per game on the season, so he's already above his average. And we haven't played 10 minutes of the first half yet. Owens and Johnson in the backcourt. Terrell Brown, Audice Toney, and Ryan Murphy. The 5 on the floor. That alley-oop was a little strong. And here comes Thornton the other way. He's going to get a push from McGowan's.
I think one of the reasons that alley-oop was a little bit off is because Stephon Mitchell was the guy matched up against Xavier Johnson. And, the size of Mitchell, I think, bothered Johnson a little bit. Here's Pitt back into the zone. It's actually a 1-3-1 look. That time Popovich did turn and look at the basket. He was covered up.
Here's Rishwain. Right on cue from downtown. He knocks down the triple. Been playing, as you mentioned, with a bad wheel. He's had a leg injury for some time. And it's now 18-11. 3 threes now for Boston College.
And Boston College, which has shot the 3 very poorly of late, has now knocked down 3 of their 5 attempts.
Well, an 8-0 scoring run. Rishwain finds Popovich. Off the heel. There's Mitchell on the offensive boards. Needs to get out of there. It's 3 seconds. Jay Heath setting up shop. Gets it back into Rishwain's hands. Heath. Count it.
Good heavens.
My goodness, an 11-0 spurt for the Road Warriors from Chestnut Hill. And they lead by 10. A couple of turnovers on the first possessions, and Pittsburgh gives up 2 in a row, and Boston College, with the help of the foul from beyond three-point range, that started it. The Mitchell his 3 free throws, then you add 2 threes after that.
Well, the three-point shooting has really been surprising considering what Boston College has done over the last 3 or 4 games. But they're getting open shots, and they're converting them. Now, they got some open shots during those last 3 games. They just didn't make them. But I think Jeff Capel is really upset with his guys. He feels like they're not having the defensive effort that they need to have. And sometimes when you're a man-to-man team and you're trying to play zone, the guys think, okay, I'm playing zone. Maybe, they wouldn't say it definitely, but subconsciously they think, okay, I can relax a little bit. And you're obviously not going to be able to relax against this Boston College team tonight.
Well, it's a long season. Sometimes stats belie the performance. And Boston College ranks 334th out of 350 teams in three-point shooting at a 28.6% percentage coming in, and they are warming up tonight. There's a nice runner by Audice Toney. The youngster from Huntsville, Alabama, now has 7.
Toney can really be good in the mid-range kind of game. He's got all those little floaters and jump hooks. That was a very difficult shot, but he made it.
There's a leaner in the lane as Heath was looking for a whistle, did not get it.
And you take the ball into a crowd like that, you're asking for trouble, and there Johnson double dribbles. Carried the ball.
Jeff Capel not at all pleased right now, shouting out instructions to his team, trying to create a culture here in year number 2. And he told us today he feels he's a little closer, but consistency, that's the one word that's paramount. Be able to follow up one outstanding performance with another. Beat North Carolina on Saturday, and then they generally have played poorly after good wins. And there's another bump. This one by Hamilton. No reason for that. And that's his second.
No, not that far from the basket. You want to pressure the ball, yes, but you don't need to be that close to Nick Popovich that far from the basket.
Well, they beat Florida State. Played very poorly in the game after that.
Nicholls State.
Yeah, they were looking for, 2 in a row. 2 good performances in succession. And it has been a lackluster start, to say the least, tonight. But give Boston College some credit. They are shooting it well and in rhythm like that.
They have not. I've seen 3 of their last 4 games, Tim. They have not shot the ball like that.
That's why it's a long season.
But once you make a couple of shots, you get confident. You think everything's going in, and they are taking good shots.
Johnson with a beautiful delivery, dropping that dime to Justin Champagnie, his first bucket.
That's a nice job by Johnson. You attack, you draw the defense, you find an open player. Pitt, I think they can get back in the game doing that. They don't need to panic.
Champagnie is an outstanding wing player. His brother is currently playing at St. John's.
There's another illegal screen.
Yeah.
That doesn't really surprise me.
There's no I in team, but there is in Timmy B. So there you go. Just under 8 to play, 24-15. Hope you're enjoying our game tonight from the Peterson Event Center. Just after Georgia Tech took Louisville to the buzzer tonight almost. They had a shot to take the lead with 20 seconds left. Josh Basner's team couldn't quite get it done against the Cards. I think we know who the top 3 teams in this league are, but who can move into that 4th, 5th spot?
That's going to be a foul on Terrell Brown.
Yep, that's 2 on him.
There was a mismatch inside. Thornton was trying to guard him, and the Panthers did not find Brown. And lots of times when you're a big guy and you're fighting for position inside, and Brown just holds that arm out there, Thornton can't get around. But if you're fighting for position inside and you don't get the ball, you can get a little frustrated.
Brown sits down. Champagnie, as we mentioned, on the floor, and they got Abdul Karim Koulibaly on the floor for the first time. Number 12 in white. There's Popovich again. This time an air ball. Did not get his shoulder square that time. Xavier Johnson comes the other way.
Now keep in mind that Popovich has already played a lot of minutes in this first half, and this is his first action of any kind since December, early December.
The Gowans need some help. Johnson provides it. Shot clock under 10.
Johnson telling everybody get out of the way. He wants to take Rishwan.
It'll stop and go, and he drops the teardrop, falling away from the basket.
Now, if you're Rishwan, there's nothing more you can do.
No.
You made him take a very tough shot, but that's the kind of shot that Johnson can make.
He has 4. And the lead is 7 for Boston College. Popovich in traffic. And And he's got a foul against Koulibaly.
One of the things about having Nick Popovich back in the game for Boston College is they really like to run a lot of stuff through them. He is a pretty good facilitator, getting the ball from one place to another. I think Jeff Capel felt like maybe that should have been a walk.
Well, you know, that was two officials that were working very closely, and the trail official ultimately made that call. The official on the baseline had a player control foul ready to go, but he deferred and allowed the official that was going to call the foul to call it. And Popovich, who has 1,037 career points coming in tonight, has performed admirably.
Myrtle Beach. Visit myrtlebeachgolftrail.com.
Gosh, I just had an out-of-body experience watching that. I'm about to pull out my Callaway Mac Daddy.
Good heavens.
26-17. Boston College by 9. Popovich gets the rest. And, you know, massaging his minutes, Dan, as you mentioned,
It's going to be a very important aspect of this game.
Yep. And a foul as Darius Hamilton was riding him. And he'll pick up the foul. That's his first. Actually make that 2 on Darius.
So he's already played 11 minutes and has played very well. And again, I think he's been more important in those points because they've been running their offense through him. And I think that's one of the reasons why their offense has been so efficient so far.
Well, Boston College, really because of Popovich, leading in bench points 9-2.
And Boston College is in a little bit of a zone here.
McGowan's not there. And the rebound taken away by Hamilton. Heath looking forward, eyes up. And he waits for Derek Thornton. Thornton splitting that double team and is fouled.
And Thornton has been very aggressive off the dribble tonight. We talked about Pitt needing to be aggressive to get in the lane. But Thornton has done that as well. The Panthers, they're getting back on defense, Tim, but they're a little bit slow in getting completely ready to play. And Jim Christian's guys have been aggressive and have taken advantage of that.
Thornton, much traveled out of Los Angeles, California. Originally at Duke and off to Southern California. He was obviously with Duke while Jeff Capel was on the staff there.
Tim, and again, another number I'll give you. In ACC play, Boston College coming into this game is a 58% free throw shooting team, and they haven't missed one yet tonight.
Johnson trying to find a driving lane, turned away from the pick. That's just outstanding defense by Thornton. Really well done.
Mitchell really jumped in there and I think confused Johnson. That was really a nice job by Thornton, but I thought Mitchell's play was the key to that. But there's the one bugaboo for Boston College. They turned it over.
End to end. Audis Toney. He's playing with a lot of energy tonight. He has actually been the best offensive performer. He's got 9 of Pitt's 19.
Thornton just lost that one on the dribble. That was an easy one for Pitt. They won't get any easier than that.
Pittsburgh loves to win the battle in the painted area. So far they have. BC's been relying on that 3. Out of bounds, last touch by Thornton, so it'll be Pitt basketball.
And a lot of the guys for the Panthers have struggled tonight, but Audis Toney picks up this loose ball, takes it all the way himself. He has been a big offensive factor for the Panthers. He's got long arms and he's very athletic.
He missed a couple of games early in the year with an elbow injury. Returned for that Miami game on January 12th.
And I think that Boston College is in the zone here. One of the reasons is trying to cut down on the dribble penetration. And we showed you Pitt is not a great three-point shooting team either, so you'd want to keep them to the outside.
Boy, everything but the finish from Koulibaly there. Good ball fake. Used the glass, but it was a little too strong. Boston College now has gone 4 minutes without a bucket. Yet they lead by 9. Heath trying to penetrate the zone.
And that's what you have to do. You cannot just throw the ball around the perimeter of the zone.
Rishwain.
Maybe you can. Who knows? Wow. What do I know?
Julian Rishwain from Sherman Oaks by way of Notre Dame. Bench scoring now 12-2. And the three-point shooting out of sight. 6 of 10 for BC.
We showed you this is the team that shoots 28% on the year.
Johnson took an extra step. I thought he's going to, he's going to get off with a foul. Advantage, and they've done it via the three-point shot. 6 out of 10 from downtown. And Pittsburgh, even though they were able to force some turnovers, find themselves down double digits here at home.
Well, the Panthers, unfortunately, have turned it over 6 times themselves, and Boston College has scored 12 points as a result of those 6 turnovers. There's another one.
Koulibaly just could not reel that one in. Alley-ooping for Popovich might be asking a little much. And on the way up, he's tied up. Good piece of defense there, but the arrow is pointing to the Eagles, and they will control it underneath their own hoop.
This is a very interesting pass, and Popovich, he's a little off balance, has to go maybe a little too high to get it, so he's not able to get in position to score. Nice job by Johnson defensively.
Stephon Mitchell back on the floor. He hit some early shots to give BC its initial lead.
Again, you've got to get the ball inside the zone, either with the dribble or with the pass.
Jarius Hamilton! What a first step. That was some burst.
Well, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Everybody, I think, thought he was going to shoot the 3 because that's his tendency. But again, he's 6'8", 245 pounds. He needs to get to the basket, and boy, did he ever.
In case you were wondering, an alley-oop on this end, a little too strong again from Xavier Johnson. But the largest lead for BC this year, 19 against Wake. And they're up 14 right now with under 3 minutes to play in the opening half.
Pitt is forcing it a little bit on the offensive end, and Boston College, on the other hand, is not. So they're getting better opportunities.
When you think about it, this is a kind of in keeping with that sort of Jekyll and Hyde thing that Jeff Capel was talking to us about.
Well, again, this is nice ball movement, forcing the zone to move. And when you force the zone to move, sometimes it's hard to close out. And Jarius Hamilton gets great recognition.
Timeout by BC. It's East Tony in the painted area, but 63%. That's a scintillating start against 38% for Pitt. Rishwain threw that one up from the hip, leads to a run out, 3-on-1. Murphy will pull up for 3. That's a big trade.
And that's been one of the problems for Boston College. Just when they're starting to flow on offense, they take a very bad shot. And when you take a bad shot, that may as well be a turnover because it allows your opponent to get out and run. The Panthers have had a tough time getting good shots in the transition after the bad shot. They get a really good look.
How many times do coaches tell you, last 3 minutes of one half, the first 3 minutes of another, what a difference it can make. And Boston College, Jim Christian has seen this play out many times before through the course of the regular season. They're 3-4 in the league, but just 2-4 on the road. And much like is the case with Pitt, the inability to sustain success has been an issue.
Well, they started 3-1, and they've lost 3 in a row. And again, the 3 in a row they've lost, they've shot the ball very poorly. They're not shooting the ball poorly tonight, but their bugaboo has been turnovers.
Justin Champagnie back on the floor, number 11 in white. Murphy looking to make his move on the switch with Popovich. Gives it up. It did get on the rim, so a fresh clock. But Koulibaly lost it again. Deflected by Tony back into Champagnie's hands. It's off the heel and the top of the backboard. Another offensive rebound, but Tony is tied up. And the arrow this time is to Pitt. So they will control it underneath their own basket.
Boy, this is some battle on the inside. You know, on East Tony, you saw him jump up in the air, looking around trying to find the ball, and suddenly it comes right down to him.
Tell you what, I thought it was a good call for the tie-up. No one really got an advantage in there. Champagnie. This is a classic wing player out of Bishop Laughlin in Brooklyn, New York. He's got 4.
Well, Champagne plays with some aggressiveness and gets the ball close to the basket. He can be very effective.
Off the bounce, Thornton. Again, off the front iron, it goes trying. Johnson motors up the floor, feeding Murphy. Turned down the shot. Champagne dropped it off. Koulibaly wasn't ready, and he picks up the loose change and knocks it in.
That's okay. He hit Koulibaly when the ball bounced off Koulibaly.
Got his own assist.
Picked it up.
Yeah.
Tough shots. Boston College has suddenly started to take really tough shots.
Well, they're going to hold it for 1. The shot clock, game clock differential less than a second.
Well, Thornton was tied up down on the other end. I didn't see what happened to him, but he was very slow getting back. Pitt had 5 on 4.
Johnson, not there. Popovich clears. Plenty of time. I think we're going to have a walk. We do. And Pitt has a chance yet again to get it down to 5. Considering they were down 33-19 just a couple of minutes ago, this could be quite a close for the Panthers. They could cut it down to 5 on this possession.
That was not very efficient by Xavier Johnson to shoot the ball with that much time left if you're holding it for the last one, but then Boston College gave it right back.
Champagne again, off the window. How about this finish? 3 straight buckets. More than loose change. A couple of Champagnes. Bring them back to within 5.
That's what he usually does for Boston College, and that is a little bit of everything.
A year ago, he was 5th in the ACC in rebounding. Was BC's leading rebounder 12 different times. He can warm up a little bit from deep to go along with the rest of his all-floor play. Could make a huge difference for the Eagles on the road tonight. They open play with the ball, up 5 here in the second.
Pitt has come out very aggressive on the defensive end.
Thornton elects to take one off the bounce, and it doesn't go. Here comes Xavier Johnson the other way.
They never got the ball inside the three-point lane. There's only 3 guys touched it. And Boston College in the first half got great ball movement.
McGowan's not there.
Great block out by Jarius Hamilton.
Thornton trying to go crossover, but the ball was deflected, and it leads to this turnover. And there goes McGowan's, and this run continues. It's now an 11-0 run from the end of the first half to now. McGowan's, his first 1 of 7 from the floor. He gets that one to go. That was his 100th steal, by the way, in his career. And it's a 3-point deficit for Pitt. Stephon Mitchell has a mismatch with Xavier Johnson, but gives it up. Now they're up against the clock, and Thornton's going to have to put it up. And they run out of time. Shot clock violation. And I think we've got an injured. I think that's Mitchell still down on the floor.
Well, Thornton lost control of the ball, never regained it, and then he throws it away. That's a very lazy pass. He threw it with his left hand, and you just can't do that, throwing the ball back toward the other team's goal. And Mitchell, he may have got smacked in the head.
I think he may have. He was in a little bit of a scramble when Thornton gave it up late. I think he thought Thornton was going to take the shot. When he didn't, he was surprised by it.
But
and
Mitchell,
both he and a few Panthers collided.
Mitchell had the ball inside against Johnson, and he did not take the shot, and I think that's what started. But
yep.
So they took his knee out.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And he may have gotten kicked in the head on the way down. Hamilton falls down.
First he gets rolled up on right there, the ankle.
So down he goes, and let's see if Champagne comes down on his head. Nope. No, I guess it's the knee.
Yeah.
Knee or the ankle, he did get rolled up on.
Good sportsmanship from the Pitt crowd. They know that there's been a mash unit for BC. It's able to put a little bit of weight on it.
Well, they cannot afford to lose.
No, they really can't.
Now, but unlike what Boston College has had since December the 3rd, Mitchell goes out there able to bring Popovich in.
Yep. So I mentioned he suffered with strep throat and missed the game Sunday at Wake. Let's hope he's okay.
But Boston College needs to dig in here on the defensive end. This is a Pitt team that's suddenly playing with a lot of confidence on offense.
Yeah, the last 3.5 minutes of the first half, the on switch took off. McGowan's feeds Champagny, who played very well with 9 points in the last few moments of the first half, follows his own shot and gets that one to go.
That's what we saw at the end of the first half. Champagny scoring very effectively close to the basket, that time an offensive rebound.
He's got a lot of bounce in his step. There's a floater halfway down the rim and out, and there's a rejection. Champagny all over the place. Pitt's last lead was 11-10 with the 12:30 mark, and shot for the lead right there. Champagny again collects the loose change. He's feeling it, and that's an offensive foul. Felt it a little too much as Popovich got in place and picked up the player control foul.
But Justin Champagny played really well for Pitt, particularly at the end of the first half, scoring that one, and then he made the last couple of baskets for Pitt. Throw the ball off, blew the volley right to himself. Can you get yourself an assist and a basket on the same play? But this is Champagny. Those are the last 3 baskets of the half, and he starts out the second half in exactly the same way, knocking down the offensive rebound.
MVP of the Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic a year ago. First team All-State in New York. His twin brother, as we mentioned earlier, playing for Mike Anderson at St. John's. There's an air ball from Heath, collected in midair by Autiste Tony. Johnson, and he's fouled as he exploded to the 10.
Tim, you know, we've said it before, and it bears saying again, that was a bad shot by Jay Heath, a contested jump shot, and because of that bad shot, Pitt is able to get out and run, and so Johnson gets to the free throw line. And interestingly, the Panthers only had 2 free throw attempts in the first half, and on the season, they're a team that has made more free throws than their opponents have attempted.
The Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get projects done twice as fast.
Johnson gets the free throw to go, and it's 34-33. Not quite 3 minutes gone by. Boston College has been stuck on 33 since they led 33-14 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. They just need a bucket in the worst way.
They need to take a good shot.
Another deflection, but a recovery. Hamilton feeds Popovich. And the rebound cleared by Eric Hamilton. It's been a 6.5-minute game time BC drought. And that runner off the window converted. McGowan's 36-33. And Thornton finally responds to get Boston College off the schneid.
Well, they needed a basket, but that was a very difficult attempt by Thornton.
And he came down gingerly. He's limping.
Yeah, he is limping.
On his way back defensively. Unable to put much weight at all on that left leg.
Well, stuff usually hurts a little bit more on defense. Let's see if he recovers on offense.
High pick and roll. Well defended by BC. McGowan's again. Well, he loves that runner attacking the baseline.
Pitt is much better in the attack rather than standing around trying to shoot perimeter jumpers. And again, very nonchalant with the ball by Boston College. They almost lost it.
38-35, a 3-point lead for Pitt. C.J. Felder giving it up to Popovich, and now Thornton, who is moving better on the offensive end, just as you suggested, but another turnover. And McGowan's has been dynamite. Trey decides not to take those trays. Drive to the basket. Hit the runners in teardrops. They're up 3. As many as 14, trailing 33-19 with over 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and they have mounted quite a run to take the lead and really have dictated tempo, Dan, and been more active. I think Champagny really ignited them when he got on the floor. That, along with McGowan's and Johnson, is almost like they found their third scorer out there.
Well, and it has helped that their defense has picked up, and Boston College has made only 2 of their last 12 shots.
No Stephon Mitchell. He's out of the game. There's a run-in by Heath, and he's fouled. The ball lingered on the front iron for quite some time. It could have been an and one.
Well, Heath has had a couple of those here in this half, driving the ball to the basket, but just can't quite get it to go through the hoop. This is a situation where Heath just beats everybody, and Champagny, the only guy coming over to help.
Coming off a 14-point performance at Wake on Sunday. Played well really in every area. 5 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 25 minutes of action in that game. Boston College has not missed a free throw. They are 8 of 8. And they're a 66% free throw shooting team on the year.
But in conference play, they're 58%.
Yeah. That plus the three-point shooting staked them the lead, and for now, it's keeping them in the game.
Now they go back to a zone due to Eagles. Pitt really making hay, driving the ball to the basket, and that's the purpose of this zone, is try to cut down on that dribble penetration. Got to make sure you get your blockout responsibilities in the zone, though.
Terrell Brown. Look at that. This kid is everywhere. Break out for Justin Champagny tonight. He's got a dozen.
Just we were talking about that. Nobody blocked him out.
He's had a quick burst. He's played with a lot of energy. And a catalyst coming off the Pittsburgh bench tonight. And there's another foul by Terrell Brown. It's just not needed.
This drives coaches crazy. Now, Terrell Brown, nobody is anywhere near Champagny. It's not like somebody just didn't block him out. There was nobody to block him out. That zone defense pushes up toward the free throw line when the ball is with Terrell Brown, and nobody is anywhere near Champagny.
Terrell Brown forced to sit with 3 fouls.
That's just a silly foul.
Yeah, he's had a couple of them. Gershwin inside to Popovich. Boy, his skill set is dynamite. Popovich outstanding, and Gershwin with a great find.
It's a nice job. I thought they've missed Popovich a couple of times tonight on that screen and roll.
Champagny with 10 of 12 points since a minute and a half remained in the first half. A huge catalyst in this game.
Well, Popovich, we said they start a lot of things with Popovich, and watch as he starts with the basketball, and he's going to end up down in here just with that handoff, and he goes to the basket, but they run a lot of things through him.
Great understanding of the game. Huge basketball IQ. McGowan's is bumped by Gershwin. His quickness enabled him the opportunity to pick up that foul. It's a block against Julian.
Well, Gershwin is doing his best to try to stay in front. But McGowan's is 6'4", 190 pounds. He's got the quickness to get into the lane and then the strength to absorb that contact and draw the foul.
Ryan Murphy into the game.
Oh, boy, that was a bad inbounds pass. They were trying to throw it to Hamilton, and they missed him, but nobody was...
McGowan's and one. You're right, that was like a bowling ball inbounds pass, wasn't it?
Yeah, nobody's watching the ball on that play. And the end result is McGowan's gets the ball and goes to the basket. Maybe Jeff Capel wants to consider putting that in his inbounds play repertoire.
Yeah, the inbounds pass almost looked like it was headed for a 7-10 split.
Well, they were trying to throw it to Hamilton. They missed him, but none of the BC guys was looking at the ball.
I guess when you convert, though, it becomes...
Doesn't make any difference.
It was a strike, not a spare. It all worked out.
Ball goes in the basket, doesn't make any difference.
42-39, Pitt by 3. High pick from Popovich. Thornton couldn't find him. Here's Heath. You know where he's going. Relentlessly attacking the 10, but it rolls away.
He's gotten there, but he just hasn't been able to finish. One of the things that the Panthers are doing is they're pushing the ball up the court very quickly, and they're making it hard for Boston College to get set on defense. And I'm telling you, if you're trying to guard somebody like McGowan's with the way he attacks the basket and you're not set, you've got a problem. Here he goes again.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he's going to get to the line. If nothing else, that's Darius Hamilton picking up the foul, his third. He'll get them over the limit by himself, McGowan's.
Well, the next foul puts him over the limit, Tim, and we've got more than 13 minutes left in this half.
And you see Richwayne being forced to come into the game to replace Darius Hamilton.
So now that makes Boston College smaller on the interior.
Oh, and this is a beautiful inbounds pass. And that time, Mitchell, just into the game, fell asleep on the inbounds.
Boy, Hamilton just stepped right in front of him.
44-39. Lead up to 5. That's the largest of the night for Pitt.
Boy, they missed Popovich again.
Heath. Count.
But he didn't miss. Heath has struggled driving the ball to the basket and finishing close to the goal, but boy, he's knocked down threes.
35% on the season from downtown. Pitt had scored 6 straight possessions. Let's see if they can make it a 7th. That one goes off the heel for Xavier Johnson. Thornton comes out of there with it. A little stop and go. Offensive foul.
Tim, you could see that coming all the way down the court. Thornton weaving through guys, and you want your point guard to find open players. He just goes, there's no place to go. It's 1-on-5, Tim. There's no other Boston College players in the picture.
Xavier Johnson stood his ground. Thornton picks up his 3rd foul. So attrition is going to be an issue late in the late stages here for Boston College. Way too many team fouls this early in the half.
Particularly with the Panthers now in driving mode.
Spread the floor, which enables Johnson to work on Richwayne, a matchup he likes. Tony in traffic. Wave it off, but that foul will go against Heath.
Tim, you're absolutely right. Xavier Johnson really wanted that matchup, and while he didn't get all the way to the basket, he drew the defense. And what a great job by Tony to not stand out beyond the three-point line, but to go into the lane to make himself available for that pass.
Rare miss at the free throw line. And it's 44-42. BC shoots for the tie or a lead on this possession.
Boy, they missed Popovich again. Popovich is asking for the ball to be thrown over to the wing where they can throw it into him.
Thornton will take it. But another 3-ball.
He'll take the three-point shot.
Well, this young man is taking a circuitous route to BC by way of Duke and then later Southern California.
He's only a 23% three-point shooter on the year.
He is getting the job done tonight, though. Aldis Tony.
Another offensive rebound. Boston College just in this second. Here in the second half, he's made 4 of his 6 shots, and he has been in attack mode. You saw him convert off that steal, a couple of floaters, now driving to the basket with the opportunity for the three-point play. This is what we're talking about. He's got 10 points tonight, along with 2 steals. The 2 steals you expect. He is the Panthers' leading scorer.
And his backcourt scoring mate, Xavier Johnson, has 7 dimes. So not scoring at the level of McGowan's, but is certainly facilitating as best he can. And it's a 46-45 game. In fact, if you were wondering about overcoming deficits to win for Jeff Capel at Pitt, they overcame a 14-point deficit against North Carolina back on January the 8th, came back to win it. And tonight they were down by 14, 33-19 before going on that run at the end of the first half. Popovich working in on Eric Hamilton. Good defensive work, forced him to the offhand. End-to-end, Tony to Murphy for 3. Ryan Murphy has 6. And the lead is 4.
Popovich has a shot that he normally makes, but good defense by Hamilton, and Pitt is able to turn it into points. But they don't get back on defense.
Yeah, that was a good move. And again, he comes down gingerly on his left ankle. Does Derek Thornton. That's the second time that's happened to him. And as he hobbles to the bench, we'll take a timeout. But how about this? You better find Murphy when he's got it downtown. He'll put. You should know that this particular arena sits exactly where the Pitt Stadium used to be. Way back in the day. I'm old enough to admit that I managed to get inside that stadium many times through the years. Johnson's going to take a three. Hello, how do you do?
We talked about Xavier Johnson. He has improved his three-point percentage this year. Doesn't take a lot of them. In fact, that's his first three-point attempt of this game.
Yeah, he's been more a facilitator tonight with 7 assists. 52-47 Pitt. Nice maneuver by Popovich again. Boy, are they happy to see him back. Regardless of what happens tonight, Heath with a quality dime. Regardless of what happens tonight, it will help BC mightily to have number 21 back on the floor.
Popovich moving very well. I thought he's been open a couple times and they missed him. They didn't miss him that time.
It's an old saying, you got to get used to having him back, right? Restore the chemistry of having a guy like that that's so gifted off the ball. Johnson working on Popovich, decides to give it to Murphy again. A step back tray. Oh my! Ryan Murphy.
He has hit a couple of big shots, and that was not an easy one.
Heath giving it up to Stephon Mitchell. That's a switch that enables now him to work on the smaller player. Gives it up to Popovich.
Popovich actually got in the way that time. He needed to stay out of there and let Mitchell go one-on-one against Johnson.
Champagny got the rebound.
Eric Hamilton has a mismatch down inside, but now this, Stephon Mitchell, what a great job to go out and switch off on Xavier Johnson.
Oh, and a block to go with it. Loose ball, run down by Hamilton. Jarius plays it, and it's 55-51.
The key to that whole play was Stephon Mitchell running out there to rescue Popovich. Popovich was matched up against Johnson, and Mitchell went out there and said, wait a minute, I got him. Johnson tried to go around, but Mitchell blocked the shot and started that whole thing.
Champagny lighting it up tonight. Justin Champagny. His dad, Ranford, played on St. John's' 96 National Championship soccer team. Outstanding pedigree for Champagny and his twin brother, who's currently a part of the Red Storm. Back and forth, two-man game to Popovich again. Doesn't get that one to fall. Then Audis Tony clears. Champagny. What a play! Tony tapped it in the painted area. That'll get the Zoo on their feet. In Huntsville, Alabama, he led Trinity Christian in North Carolina to a 1A state title as a senior. But a native of Huntsville, Alabama, he's got a lot of hops. And Pitt now playing the kind of game that I think they always have in mind. This is the way Jeff Capel likes to get it done. Pressure, man defense, attack the rack, and beat your opponent with toughness.
They've taken care of the basketball, and plus, Tim, they've shot 62% from the field in the second half after shooting only 40% in the first half.
And Champagny on his way to a career night, 15 and 9. He's on his way to a double-double with 7 and change remaining. Hamilton with a nice fadeaway after posting up the smaller Murphy.
Well, I thought he made a mistake with a fadeaway because he can go right up over Murphy, but that was a very nice-looking shot in the basket that Boston College sorely needed. Popovich now out for a breather, which you would expect.
The difficulty here for BC is there are a lot of guys now that are feeling warm for Pittsburgh, including Hamilton. Hamilton going to reversal that time for the easy win, and it's 62-53.
Well, Jarius Hamilton standing in there with his hands up in the air, but he allows Eric Hamilton to go right around him. You got to move your feet when you're on the interior. You just can't put your hands up. Oh, my.
Too strong for Heath. Offensive rebound to Felder. And Thornton throws up a three. That's an air ball, but I think it was last touched by BC as Felder was trying to come up with the rebound out of the air. And this is now a difficult spot for Jim Christian's team to be in. They once led by 14. They're now down 9. The road hasn't been easy, and Pittsburgh has begun to warm up. They got 3 guys out there that really want to shoot. This is one of them, Ryan Murphy.
He's one of the guys that's gotten hotter in the second half.
McGowan's does too. Off the front iron, Hamilton the long rebound, taps it to Murphy.
That's a nice job by Hamilton to go straight up and tip the ball away. Lots of times that's an over-the-back foul.
McGowan's, this is his game. Missed the finger roll. Hamilton another recycle. But it's on the deck, and Thornton is down there, and I think
they're going to call a foul on Hamilton, and that's a point of emphasis for the officials. You cannot jump in on top of the pile.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what Hamilton did.
Yeah, he lunged, and that's his 3rd foul.
Now, you're allowed to dive on the floor after a ball, but if there's already guys down there, you can't jump on top. And Washington jumps on top.
Yeah.
You know, the referees, they've been told to call that a foul, and that's something they consistently call.
That's an unsportsmanlike in the Steelers game.
I don't think it's unsportsmanlike.
No, but I mean, it would be in the oblong game. It would be personal foul. Hamilton looking to hand it off, but he has no one to hand off to. Finally, Thornton comes to help. Working on
Pitt's defense has really disrupted the BC offense here in this half.
Little extra pass to Stephon Mitchell on the wing. Not there.
Great rebound.
How about that? Hamilton getting the job done on the offensive glass. Jarius keeping his team in it. Down 7.
But they got to dig in and get some stops defensively. That's one of the areas they've struggled in the second half.
Tony. And he draws the contact.
Now, Boston College, they get the ball close to the basket. They kick it out to Mitchell, and that's probably not a good idea, but Jarius Hamilton just beats Champagny and Tony to the basket.
You see that look on his face there. He just picked up his 4th foul, so he'll have to sit. Now a word from Work Switch Driver.
The Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get projects done twice as fast.
Well, Jim Christian really has nowhere to turn. He's going to have to hope that Hamilton plays wisely on the defensive end after picking up his 4th.
Actually, now Popovich has played a lot of minutes, but if Jarius Hamilton does foul out, he can bring Popovich back in the game. Although I think you want to be careful with Popovich. He hadn't played since December the 3rd, and he's already played almost 26 minutes in this game.
Blocking foul goes against Boston College.
There's Popovich. We talked about him before the game. His first action since December the 3rd. He scored 10 points.
Tell you, this is good news for the future for BC, if not tonight. Jarius Hamilton triggering the inbound and gets it back. Now he'll set the pick for Thornton.
Pitt's defense just has Boston College going a little bit faster than they would really like to go.
Good pass out to Mitchell. Just can't get it to go.
See, the only problem, Tim, is that's a post guy inside who's got a mismatch, and he kicks it out to a guy on the outside who's a 12% three-point shooter in ACC play. Heath
will get the foul. That's his 3rd on a strong drive by McGowan.
And this is what we've seen McGowan do the entire second half. He just puts his head down and gets his shoulders around the defender and goes right to the goal.
You may have noticed Mitchell again came down gingerly, too, on his leg, and that's going to get Popovich up. He'll check in after this free throw. Yeah, the Boston College, whether it's Thornton's left leg, Felder is the one checking out. I think they may have not seen Mitchell hobbling. It's
they may have seen Mitchell hobbling, but Mitchell's too important. When your coach sees a guy like that hobbling, you turn around and look somewhere else. Now, Tim, one thing that we haven't mentioned probably enough is Boston College is still playing shorthanded. Jared Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Jarius' older brother, one of BC's better three-point shooters, has an Achilles problem.
Real shame that he's not
He hasn't played tonight.
Yes. And that's just been the story of the Boston College season.
It's been the story of the last couple of seasons for Boston College.
And McGowan's going to pick up that foul reaching around. Fans don't like it. And when the official sees the defender usually wrap around, he's going to get whistled. That's the second on McGowan's.
And that's a break for Boston College because Derek Thornton has been a little loose with the basketball tonight. He's got 5 turnovers. Now he's very nearly number 6.
Drives into a pit wall. Leads to another turnover. So he did get 6. Heath comes away with it and drills the tray.
That's a big shot.
You can bet it was. That ball's going the other way after that 6th turnover that you were thinking Thornton might get. But Heath retrieved it and was able to knock it home. Don't turn out the lights on BC just yet. They are now, Dan, 1-6 in ACC play.
Well, it's been unfortunate for North Carolina, but that was a win Virginia Tech had to have.
Yeah.
The Hokies trailed for a lot of that game. They rallied. They wanted a double overtime.
Oh, beautiful to Tony. And a great find from McGowan's.
Boston College coming with some pressure, and Pitt having no problems with it.
67-58. Thornton for 3. Not his night. Mitchell in traffic will be fouled, and we'll have an opportunity at the free throw line.
One of the things coaches say, if somebody's going to pressure you, make them pay, and certainly that's exactly what Pitt just did. You beat the double team. Excellent first pass by Xavier Johnson, and then the great lob by McGowan's.
Stephon Mitchell at the free throw line. Well, he's only 52% on the year, but did hit 3 in a row earlier tonight. Here's a message from Continental Tire.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Stephon Mitchell has 4 double-doubles this year, 27 career games with at least 10 boards. And he missed his first one at the line tonight after
That's the first
4 in a row.
That's the first free throw miss for Boston College.
Yeah. And that's Mitchell's first point, by the way, of the half after a whale of a start for him. 67-59. Champagny needs a little help. Who better than Johnson to provide it? They run 2 at him, and he drives. Alley-oops again for Tony.
He's got an offensive foul.
Yep, it'll go the other way.
That's one of those situations where Johnson did a great job getting into lane past Popovich, set up the play perfectly, but you need to make a jump stop. You can't be passing the ball while you're flying through the air.
Just the second on Johnson. Still an 8-point game with 3 left. Popovich on the floor with Thornton, who struggled. Hamilton, Heath.
This is almost a must-score opportunity here for Boston College.
What a move by Popovich. How about his skill set, off the ball as well as with it?
Well, he can maneuver down on the inside.
Just a 2-possession game now, and off that double team, Jeff Capel gets a timeout with 2:35 remaining. Each team with 1 left. This is one of the reasons why, you look at BC's record and you say, okay, well, this guy was out for 9. Good to have him back.
just nobody came as he started dribbling the ball, and he recognized that. I actually think he was looking for somebody to come and double team him so he could pass the ball out. But when nobody came, he just made that really nice spin move to the basket. You know, he has shown us in the past he's very good with either hand close to the goal.
Dan, I really enjoyed our conversation today with Jim Christian. I really like him, and you know, he played for Tommy Penders at Rhode Island and went on to have great success at Kent State. Did a nice job after really playing in high, you know, he played in high school for Ralph Willard. I mean, he's been around a lot of the great names, you know, playing for Penders in college, playing for Willard in high school. You know, he's been very successful. Deck has been stacked against him at Boston College, largely because of all the injuries he's endured the last 2 years. Popovich with a quick double of Johnson. Now they go for the tie ball. They got it. The arrow, fortunately for Pitt, remains with them. But great trapping that time by Jim Christian's team.
R.J. Capel asking why that wasn't a foul, but of course, he's not the most objective observer out here.
Johnson a pull-up. On the tap out, Heath comes away with it. Now they look to push. Hamilton, nice move in the open floor.
But that was a very nice move by Jarius Hamilton because Johnson was waiting back there for the foul to draw the charge.
Now Pitt in a precarious spot. Up only 4.
Nice pass.
Beautiful pass. And who better than Champagnie to deliver the goods? 17 for the youngster.
That's 10 assists for Xavier Johnson.
Another foul as Heath takes it inside, working on Johnson.
Boston College hasn't had a lot of runouts tonight, but this is just a really nice job by Jarius Hamilton to get around that Johnson attempt to take the charge. Champagnie has been right where he's needed to be, and Johnson has been able to find him a couple of times.
What a future this young man has. These are must free throws now for Heath.
Boston College, you know, still hanging around. You can't fault the effort of BC. They've had, they had plenty of opportunities to cash it in today. They're struggling, but they have not. They continue to battle.
And their defense, you know, to Christian's point earlier today, without poor shots, rushed shots, bad judgments, their defense, by and large, has really been good for them.
And after the Panthers, you got to be tough with the ball. You can't wait for the referee to bail you out. What a play.
Oh, McGowan's past Thornton.
And that's what happens. You're trying to pressure the ball. It gives guys an opportunity to go around and get to the basket.
71-65. Each trip so vital. Mitchell, count it. That cuts it to 3. A one-possession game with 1:04 left. And again, pressuring these guards. Oh, there's Mitchell almost stole it. Hamilton can't get the roll, but does get the foul. And oh, by the way, that's a tough one on Popovich. Sort of a wrong place, wrong time. 3rd foul for Nick Popovich.
Trying to pressure the ball. Thornton gets behind. Popovich doesn't really step in to stop him. And when you let McGowan's have that kind of room, he's going to make you pay.
Big free throws here for Eric Hamilton.
He's a very good free throw shooter.
74% on the year. And the old announcer, Jinx, did him there. This one, though, would make it a 2-possession game.
If you're Boston College, you got to make sure you block out.
That's good.
There's still lots of time left.
Terrell Brown will come in for Hamilton. Little defense for offensive substitution.
Brown, he defends the basket by blocking shots. Hamilton is a guy who defends the basket by taking charges, and I think at this point you want your shot blocker in there.
Heath, by the way, 3 shy of his career high. Not there. Popovich fighting for it with Champagny. Out of bounds. It'll go to Pitt.
Well, I just don't think you needed that shot if you were Heath. You know, Pitt had gone into his zone, and Heath, that was deep, but early in the clock. I think you had the opportunity to move the ball a little bit.
Jim Christian is going to get a free timeout, and they'll look at this to make sure.
There's no question that's off Popovich.
Still a nice idea, though, to request because you are under 2 minutes, and he will. Well, time for our big moments, and this was certainly that. This gave them at the time a 9-point lead.
It's just Audis Tony, we did that the entire second half. Really provided some energy for Pitt.
How about our producer, Rob Reichley, holding on to that big bow moment for just the right occasion?
Wasn't it a bow big moment?
It was a big bow.
Big bow moment, a bow big moment. Come on, get it right.
But I was crediting Rob, and I just lost sight of that. I apologize.
He's going to get emails from the sponsors unless you clean up your act.
72-68 with 38.8 remaining. Xavier Johnson, by the way, 9 points tonight, 10 assists. He's a bucket away, a free throw away from a double-double.
I don't think you have a lot of time to be fooling around here.
Nope. McGowan's in pressure. There's the help. It's Thornton with the pilfer. So BC cuts it to 2. That's just quality defense out of a timeout by Christian's club. Got the help when he needed it. Thornton gets the pick. And now suddenly it's a 2-point game.
Really nice job by Heath to prevent Pitt from getting down the court. You know, McGowan's isn't able to get by Heath, and he has to turn. And when he turns, Thornton times it perfectly. When he's got his back to the play, Thornton can come and get the steal. But Heath got that all started by not allowing McGowan's to get around him.
Dan, coming in tonight, Pitt does have a win against Florida State, probably their most symbolic victory in terms of the net. They are at 69 in the net. And frankly, you're looking to find in this conference a team or teams to fall into that next wave after the top 3, Florida State, Duke, and Louisville. And right now is the time. You know, you look at the schedule for Pitt coming up at Syracuse, who's warming up, although they lost tonight by 2. They play at Duke. There aren't as many opportunities to get quad 1 or quad 2 wins, which can be beneficial for clubs like Pittsburgh.
Well, Syracuse actually won by 2.
They did win by 2, I beg your pardon.
And Syracuse is playing very well.
Right. So
they're scoring a lot of points all of a sudden.
Now with a 2-point game, Pitt needs to hold on. You can't allow this one to slip away after you've really been in control much of the second half. They fought from 14 down at the end of the first half.
Well, from the last 3 minutes of the first half until now, they've pretty much controlled the game. But
no doubt.
Boston College, we showed you that play where Pitt got a 9-point lead, and Boston College just battled back. And good heavens, they have the ball.
And a steal. And it was Jarius Hamilton that came away with it. And so now BC with a shot opportunity to tie or take the lead.
Well, they have no timeouts.
Thornton all the way to the rack. And we're tied. That's 72. More pressure coming. Champagny back to Murphy. He rattles it home. 4 seconds left. 74-72. Again, no timeouts remaining.
Well, Pitt's got one.
But they're not going to take it now. They're going to force Boston College to ad-lib.
And Jim Christian is asking them to do a review to make sure that they've got the time correct.
Length of the floor. It's picked off by Champagny. And Pitt will win. You talk about survival. That's what tonight was.
Boy, Pitt did not handle that end of the game situation very well. They turned it over a couple times, but Murphy bails them out.